So, do you compromise at all, or do you share your stuff?
Oh,
Or
I was
share your
talking about
personal
this
space?
earlier. In my tour of the house, I am really, I do not like to share my stuff. I like to take other people's stuff and borrow it, but I'm not going to share. I mean, like, even with toilet paper or paper towels, if I buy it, I feel like that's mine.
Whoa.
I mean, maybe
You
not
mean
paper
sharing
towels.
toilet paper. You mean
Well,
like
I just
new
mean,
rolls,
yeah,
right? You don't
yeah.
mean like, oh, I use it and you...
I just mean, like, I have a bathroom upstairs, so I take my toilet paper that I purchase and I hide it upstairs. If they need it downstairs, they can go buy it because I don't use the toilet downstairs. But with food, I'm really picky too because I can't eat a lot of stuff because of my health problems. Like, I'm lactose intolerant. I can't eat anything spicy, nothing greasy. So if someone's in there eating my food, I'm like, wait, you don't have a restricted diet. You can eat anything. You don't need to be eating my stuff. But
Oh, that's
I get
right.
really
JB
mad.
did do that time, didn't he?
Yeah, my
More than
ex-roommate.
once.
Yeah.
Are you patient or high stress?
I am a worrier. I'm not going to deny that. I get that from my dad. But the most things that I worry about is making other people happy. So I do try to be patient around everyone and try to make everything and everyone happy. At the same time, I kind of keep myself, sometimes I'm not as happy as I appear to be. I mean, I don't mean to do that just to be fake or to lie about who I really am, but I'd just much rather have a better situation than have to deal with something dramatic.
But you've never struck me as a people pleaser, but that sounds like the description
Yeah.
you're giving me.
It is. And it's not like I try to fake things. I mean, I try to be real with people, but at the same time, if you can avoid something by just smiling and walking away or saying something and leaving it at that, then I'm going to do it because I'm not going to get in a fight with somebody.
And that's human nature
But-
because avoiding confrontation is
Yeah.
in all of us, most of us.
But there are a few things that will really piss me off.
So what are they?
I mean, I had this roommate, the ex-roommate, who would bring a girl home every single night of the week. And I'm not going to sit there in my bed and listen to you have sex when I have to be at work at 8 o'clock in the morning. I mean, things like that, I'm not going to sit around and think, oh, what should I do? What should I say to them? I'm going to barge in your room and say,
You did
What
not.
the heck?
You did not bust in and tell them to stop, right?
I have a few times, yeah.
Nuh-uh, really?
But I mean, why not? I mean, it's my house. I'm paying rent. You're going to sit there and have sex with somebody and I have to listen to it when you know I have to be at work at 8 o'clock in the morning? That's not going to happen in my house.
Okay, so I'm going to have to dish here.
No.
So, could you tell that the girl's faking it, or is JV, as Missy Elliott puts it, a minute man?
I'm just going to say it sounded something like this.
Oh, he rabbit, so you're going to call him Thumper. Next time I see him, he's Thumper.
Oh, we got to stop
I
talking
like
about
that.
this.
Okay, we are. Okay, so this is a tough question. Tell me
Yeah.
about your own personal bad habits, and be honest.
Oh, I mean, I like to think people think of me as a well put together person. I think if people look at me, they think, oh, she's probably a neat freak. But as you'll see in the tour of my room, I'm one of those people.
I've never seen your room.
Yeah, but I mean, I take my clothes off, and if I'm tired, I'm just going to leave them laying there.
Nuh-uh, you don't put them in the hamper?
Maybe like the next day.
Okay, well, that's not
Yeah.
That's not terrible.
I
That's
mean,
not terrible.
the only other bad habits I have is like probably just my laundry. I'm really bad about leaving my clothes in the washer and forgetting about them, and then I have to wash them again. Or like leaving my clothes in the dryer, like my towels in the dryer because I don't want to fold them. So I just leave them there for a while and then fold them or get them when I need to use them.
But see, that's the cool thing about being grown up. You don't have your parents around
I
telling
know,
you,
and my
"Get that
mom was
out."
so OCD growing up. I mean, we had to clean nonstop. She probably will hate me for saying this, but we did. We had to get up every morning. We had our list of chores. So when I got my own place, I was like, I'm making my own rules. And that's how I feel now. Like, my one roommate, she's kind of stern now about, don't do this, don't do that. But it's kind of fun to rebel against her because I couldn't do it with my mom. Might as well be able to do it with someone else.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
So fill us in on some of the things that really bother you in a roommate's behavior or their habits outside of the 7 days a week sex life.
Yeah, the sex life, that's number one. But I really hate when people act like they do everything in the house when you know that you're doing your part. I mean, yeah, I just admitted that I leave stuff laying around, but I have the whole floor upstairs to myself, so I can do that, and it doesn't bother anyone. But one of my roommates now says, like, oh, you're disgusting to live with. And I'm like, disgusting? What? I mean, I try to wash my dishes. Like, I really do make an effort, but that's one of my pet peeves. Like, if I seriously take the effort to wash the dishes and she's like, oh, that's the first time you've done that, that pisses me off real bad.
That would make me upset too.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, what is easy for you right now that's going to change drastically?
Everything. Can I say that? Because really, my life is so comfortable the way it is. I love where I work. I love everyone that I work with. I'm happy with my roommates. We have our moments, but I'm content. I have cheap rent. My parents still pay for my cell phone, some of my college loans, and that because that help that they give me, I'm able to save in other places. But when I move, that's it. My dad's already told me, you've lived in your comfort zone for 6 years now, you've got to step up and be a grown woman and pay for this yourself. So I have to, get a new cell phone. I mean, who can live without a cell phone these days? I'm looking at like $100 there. And with the budget that I'm on right now, it's just, I can't afford it.
Are there types of people that you don't like? People you want to avoid living with? Tell us all about those types of people.
Well, considering I've lived with almost every person that, oh, we're done. We don't have time. We're out of time.
You have 5 minutes.
You have 5 minutes.
Oh, we have 5 minutes? Oh, I thought that meant 5
Yeah, that's
seconds.
why I jumped right down to
Okay. The people I've lived with, the musician who's 30 years old, has no future, just wants to party all the time. I've lived with the guy who didn't even have a place to live, lived in a car. I've lived with a little Barbie girl whose parents do everything for her, and a beauty queen. So I can adjust to living with anyone. That's not a problem. But I just don't want to live with someone who literally makes me feel like this isn't my home. If I don't feel like I can go home to it every day and be comfortable, then I'm just not going to be able to live with them. It's not possible.
Are there any living situations that you're afraid of? What's your biggest nightmare about this move?
My biggest fear, I mean, you all saw the room that I live in now. I have a whole floor to myself. I have my own, little bathroom, my own space for my closet, and when I'm pissed, I can go up there and get away from everything and everybody. But my biggest fear, I know moving into a bigger place or anywhere else, I'm going to have to pay more in rent, and it's going to be a smaller apartment. I'm going to have to live closer to that person and interact in the same environment with them, the same bathroom, the same hallways, more than I'm having to do with my roommates now.
So if you are moving closer and say the roommate's a male, you're far away from your boyfriend, he's far away from his girlfriend, are you down with hooking up with your roommate?
Well, none of the ones that I've had thus far, but I mean, yeah, my boyfriend is 2 hours away, and it's difficult, You never know what could happen. That's all I'm going to say. I'm going to leave it at that.
Okay, finally, what is something you just can't stand? Like the dirty dishes in the sink or pee on the toilet
Oh, I
seat?
know what it is.
What?
I know what it is. Dirty underwear left in the bathroom floor after you shower. I absolutely have ran into that situation multiple times, and even when my last roommate moved away, he moved and left a pair of his dirty underwear in our bathroom. Like, moved away, never came back, still hasn't come back, and that dirty pair of underwear. We had to take, gloves, put them on, pick it up, throw it in the trash can.
Because he's been sleeping around.
Because he's
right?
been
You don't
sleeping
know.
with everyone.
Wow.
But yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
This is the same guy who would throw the jeans away rather than wash them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow, that's a rich kid. So, and finally, in closing, they've got a bunch of questions here, but you know what, Erin? Tell these people why they should pick you to be in this reality show. What are you going to bring to this show that nobody else has?
Well, I'm from a small town. This town that I live in now is huge compared to where I'm from. We don't even have a stoplight where I'm from. We have one gas station, literally one road in, one road out. And I have lived in this area for so long, but I've always been a girl with big dreams. That song, I Want to Be a Billionaire. Mm-hmm. I've always seen my name in shining lights. I always have. And even though I'm in a small town, small television station, I know that there's bigger plans out there for me. I know God has something in store for me bigger than this. And I'm not going to sit around and wait for it. And I want to be able to show girls or boys, anyone just like me, that you don't have to sit around and wait for something to happen. You can chase that dream. You can take those opportunities and make it happen. You don't have to be sheltered. You don't have to sit here and be content with this slow-paced life. You can pick it up and move somewhere because you can always come home. always.